YouTube TV versus Hulu Live versus fuboTV. Which of these live TV streaming services is best for you?
That's a pretty tricky question because they're so similar on price, channels, and other features. We'll compare a number of factors to help you decide.
We compare price, free trials, channel lineup, user experience, cloud DVR, number of simultaneous streams, and 4K content and Dolby sound availability. Stick around to the end to get our top choice and see if it matches yours.
We didn't include DirecTV Stream in this comparison video because it's just too expensive, and its many plan options are just too much like cable.
fuboTV and Hulu Live have made recent changes that make looking at them along with YouTube TV worthwhile for streamers who want a premium cable replacement. Speaking of price, let's get into our first comparison factor. At time of filming, YouTube TV costs $64.99 a month, while Hulu Live and fuboTV each cost $69.99 a month. Now, if those prices seem high to you, they are.
As we've said before, there are cheaper streaming options. The inclusion of local channels, large channel selections, and included features like unlimited DVR are what drive up the cost of these premium services. If you're looking for a cheaper cable replacement, go with a lower priced alternative like Sling TV or Philo.
Related to price is plans, which we'll compare next, starting with YouTube TV. It has just one plan for one price, which it hasn't changed, by the way, since June of 2020. Its simplicity is one of its big selling points.
Hulu Live also has one plan and one price. For $69.99 a month, you get the Disney Bundle, which includes Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, thrown in as well as everything on traditional Hulu and more than 75 channels of live TV.
fuboTV has two plans. Pro costs $69.99 a month and Elite costs $79.99 a month. The screens and DVR features are the same, but you get 55 more channels in the Elite plan and 4K capability.
Looking at the three, we're going to give the win to YouTube TV for having the lowest monthly price. Second place goes to Hulu Live because it adds a pretty good value by including the Disney Plus bundle.
Our second point of comparison is free trials.
Free trials are an excellent way to test a service and decide whether or not you want to keep it, especially if you're on the fence about a premium service like Fubo and YouTube TV. You should use one of their free trials to pick the best one for you.
YouTube TV free trial offers vary, but it's not uncommon to see a 14-day free trial offer. fuboTV offers a 7-day free trial. Hulu Live does not currently offer a free trial.
Our winner for free trials is fuboTV since they're the most consistent in offering one.
Now let's move into our third category, channel lineups and content.
For this comparison, we're going to look at Fubo Pro, since it's the closest in price to the other two options. At time of filming, YouTube TV has about 85 channels, including 20 of the top 25 most popular networks. Hulu Live has 21 and fuboTV has 18.
While all three have solid channel lineups, there are notable channels missing from each. YouTube TV does not have the A&E networks, so A&E, Lifetime, and History Channel. Hulu Live has those, but doesn't have AMC networks, so AMC, BBC America, IFC, and Sundance TV. And fuboTV has all of those, but lacks the Turner networks, so channels like CNN, HLN, TBS, TNT, and True TV.
fuboTV has hinted that it could get the Turner networks again, and if they do add the channels, they could choose to raise rates too.
But other than DirecTV Stream, Fubo does have the most number of regional sports networks, or RSNs, of the three options here. Fubo carries 16. Your access to the channels is determined by the home zip code on your account, and you can't see other areas' RSNs.
YouTube TV and Hulu Live have NBC Sports RSNs. Considering all the factors, we give the best channel lineup to Hulu Live because its inclusion of the Disney Plus bundle and its strong original content. We put YouTube TV as a close second and Fubo in third.
Now let's move on to a third point of comparison, user experience. Before we get started, know that all three are compatible with a long list of supported devices, so you won't have a problem finding or using them. Basically, if it has a screen, you can watch it. Starting with YouTube TV, when you log in, one of the first things you'll notice is its simplicity. There are just 3 tabs across the top, Library, Home, and Live. Scrolling down the home screen reveals different categories of content to explore and additional filtering options below them. Below Sports, for instance, you'll see all sports, sports news, basketball, football, and more.
Content displayed here is a mix of live and on-demand content, and clicking on anything will launch it. Clicking within Family shows a decent collection of content for families with children. Clicking the Live button at the top brings up the channel guide.
YouTube TV has one of the best channel guide interfaces in our opinion.
Now let's take a look at Hulu Live. If you've never used Hulu before, you're likely going to be a bit overwhelmed at first.
Across the top, you'll see a search icon, then Home, Live, TV, Movies, Sports, My Stuff, Hubs, and over on the far right, your profile icon, where you can access account settings and switch profiles. Clicking on any title brings up the option to like it, add it to your stuff, record it if it's on live TV, and watch it. There are also related titles below it you can explore to find more to watch.
Clicking on any of the tabs at the top, so TV, Movies, Sports, and Hubs, filters content by those topics. Clicking the Live button brings up the Live TV guide. Over on the left, you'll see options to filter your channels. So Recent is the default, followed by Channels, Sports, News, Movies, and Kids. Along the top is the time, and the little lightning bolt icon shows where you are along the timeline.
Clicking on any title brings up the option to watch live, start a show over, record a show, or learn more details about a title.
There's a lot more to say here, but for the sake of time, let's move on to kids' profiles, because that's something that our next service, fuboTV, does not have. Choosing a kid's profile brings up a tailored experience for kids that includes content appropriate for them, which is pretty nice. They have the option to watch kid-friendly live TV and on-demand content categorized by age as well as recordings.
Now let's move on to Fubo. Launching fuboTV brings up a home screen that is similar to Hulu Live's. There's a large content tile at the top, followed by rows of content Fubo thinks you will like. Scrolling right brings up additional titles in that category, and clicking on anything brings up the option to play, record, or view more episodes. You can choose to record a single episode or an entire series.
Along the top, you'll see additional content filtering options. Then to the right of the Home tab is Sports, followed by Shows, Movies, Guide, and Recordings. On the far right is your profile. Clicking within one of those options, say Sports for example, brings up more content related to sports, which you can use to further filter content and find something to watch.
Clicking the Guide button brings up the live TV guide. On a TV, the content you were watching will play in the background unless you disable that option. You'll see the date and time at the top of the guide and options on the left to filter content. You can choose from all channels, recommended, trending, entertainment, news, and more. Up on the top left, you can view channels by networks or manage channels.
Having tested all three services extensively over the years, we think YouTube TV's simple, clean layout and easy-to-use options deliver the best user experience.
Now let's move on to a few features to compare the services against. First up is Cloud DVR.
Both YouTube TV and Hulu Live offer unlimited cloud DVR recording capabilities with the ability to fast forward through recordings. Those features are pretty new for Hulu Live, which just added them pretty recently.
Fubo offers a cloud DVR with 1,000 hours of recording capacity and the ability to fast forward through commercials on your recordings. That's more than enough for us, but some may not like it if they don't stay on top of the recordings in their DVR.
We give the win as a tie between YouTube TV and Hulu Live. Now let's look at another feature, simultaneous streams. Depending on how many people in your family or home want to use the streaming service at the same time, it can make a big difference. fuboTV is a clear winner here with 10 screens. YouTube TV comes in second with 3 and Hulu Live is last with just 2. We'd really like to see Hulu Live add more screens.
Now let's compare Dolby sound availability. As an article from The Verge points out, as of late March, YouTube TV said it is testing Dolby 5.1 surround sound on Google TV, Android devices, and Roku devices. It had rolled out it as a feature of its 4K Plus add-on, but it didn't do a good job with it. Numerous users reported the feature not working, even on brand new devices. So right now, Dolby 5.1 support is still a mess with YouTube TV. Let's hope they get it fixed.
As of time of filming, fuboTV also does not support Dolby sound. Hulu Live does support Dolby 5.1 sound integration, but only on its original content. It says it defaults to 2.0 sound, but that some devices can play select live and on-demand content in Dolby 5.1. So there's not a lot you'll be able to use it with. We give the one as a tie between YouTube TV and Hulu Live.
Now let's quickly look at our very last comparison factor, 4K content. While all three services support 4K content, only Hulu Live includes it with its base plan, but it doesn't currently have a lot of 4K content. Right now, its 4K content is limited mostly to Hulu originals. When 4K or UHD content is available, a little badge will appear on the detail page of that show or movie.
YouTube TV requires an add-on for 4K content. We reviewed this in a separate video last year and don't really think it's worth it. It costs $9.99 a month for 12 months and then jumps to $19.99 a month after that. It also includes unlimited screens at home and offline viewing of DVR recordings on a tablet or smartphone.
fuboTV effectively did the same thing by moving 4K content to its premium plan and charging an extra $10 a month to get it.
For this category, we really can't name a clear winner as none of them are really good. It's best not to base your decision on 4K content alone.
Okay, now that we've reviewed the services head to head across a number of factors, it's time to reveal our overall winner.
In our unbiased opinion and in consideration of all the factors, we're giving the overall win for best cable replacement to YouTube TV. While Hulu Live has made some excellent strides with its DVR upgrades and inclusion of the Disney bundle, it's still not for everyone, and you don't want to spend the extra $5 if you can avoid it. fuboTV is good, but they can't seem to get out of their own way with recent changes like eliminating their lower price plan, moving 4K to premium only, and still not having the Turner networks.
If you're looking for an easy-to-use cable replacement with great features and channel selection, YouTube TV is still your best bet.
But remember, these are truly premium services and they are expensive. If you don't need everything they offer, you can spend half as much or less by getting your locals through an over-the-air antenna and signing up for a lower-priced service like Philo or Sling TV.
The most important thing is to find the best way to get your must-have channels for the lowest price possible. But let us know what you think the best cable replacement is in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can get all our latest news and reviews when they drop. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.